What up, y'all? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? It is Sunday. Um, so I'm gonna sit here for a second. I'm gonna wait for y'all to gather. Um, got some things we can discuss. Yeah, and this gonna be the place to discuss them. If you need to get it off your chest. Um, and we start talking about action rather than the same wheel, going around that same wheel, spinning around that same cycle, doing that same old same. Don't want to be doing that same old same old. Groovy, what's up, man? Groovy, what's up? Kamoyo, what's up? Yeah, soon as we get a quorum, y'all, we gonna get into it, man. Cause yeah, I hate to say it, but man, I ain't gonna say it like I'm smart, but I anticipated this, and I'm sure I'm not the only person that anticipated this. When you anticipate things, you take a proactive approach versus a I can't believe that happened approach. So, you know what I'm saying? I don't underestimate the ops, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Hey Ronnie, what's up, man? What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? Glad y'all could slide in here on short notice, but just it's gonna be some cooking done in here this afternoon. That's the yeah, you see what shirt I got on, right? So it gonna be some cooking in here this afternoon. Yeah, we gon' rather than because I promise you I'm not trying to be about ops. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be about ops because y'all in here, we know who and what the ops is, right? Okay, we've been talking about it for like 2-3 years. Yeah, about 2-3 years. We've been talking about who the ops is. So I'm sure not finna sit in this mud acting brand new, and I don't expect anybody else in here to be acting brand new. Like this diabolical stuff wasn't potentially on the menu. Okay, so we're gonna talk about what we know. We're gonna talk about what we don't know, and we're gonna talk about what we're gonna do about it. You gonna get like a thing to rub your glasses with. Get you one of them, one of them microfiber things, or like the little, like when you get your glasses case, that little, I feel like slip holster that they come in. Keep that because that's good for rubbing the glasses. You rub your glasses with anything else, you can tend to scratch them. Okay. Okay. What's the latest glass say? That what it say right there. It say aged to perfection. Apparently, that is not a term that Disney and Marvel Studios seem to be willing to give the right of way to certain characters. Let's just say it like that. So here's where we are with it, y'all. That's enough. I'm finna stop. Here's where we are with it. Emergency Awesome, as they always are known for, broke a story, I think a day or two ago. I want to say a day ago. About Black Panther 3 and Marvel Studios' intention to follow through with the somewhat bass-ackwards plan that they had devised of making TJ the new Black Panther. And from what that from the rumors via Emergency Awesome, it sounds like they ain't even gonna age him up before they Black Panther him. And they already got plans to Shuri. Now, are they gonna off Shuri? Or are they just she gonna retire and say, you should be the Black Panther? You know, is it gonna be something like that? If I'm being if I'm being 100% honest, I don't really care. Hey, Grand Madam. Thank you for pulling up. Like I'm saying, we all know what the issue is. They planning to move forward with what they planning to move forward with. And that's not T'Challa. That's what they want to move forward with, not T'Challa. They want to move forward with the bastard child of Nakia and make him the Black Panther. And I guess he's supposed to be taking the throne from M'Baku somehow as a teenager or a child or something like that. But my issue ain't with that. My issue is the response. How we responded to that. I mean, folks like, I already know. I don't even have to really ask folks like Grand Madam who are like, okay, I made up my mind. This is where I'm at with it. Until they do A, B, C, D, all the way down to Z, don't matter. You see what I'm saying? And I say that because it's more those of us that's like, okay, y'all had 50 years, 56 years, 57, excuse me, to get that to a place where it needed to be. And for the large part of those 57 years, you ignored the character. And then when you do give that character respectable screen time, you just kind of play fast and loose with the source material. And that's okay. But you know why that happens? Because the character's been around 56 years sitting on the shelf. For the most part. I mean, we had, because this is how you really need to look at it. It's a glimmer. Otherwise, you wouldn't see this character. So let's say, for instance, we've got a map. And on this map, all the superheroes in the Marvel Universe are there. And they're indicated by how brightly they shine. There are some that are going to shine like the North Star. There are others that are going to shine like Polaris QA 237. You know what I'm saying? Who? Where? Exactly. And that's my point. Okay, they want T'Challa to be QUA 237 and just kind of flicker every now and then so you know he's there. Whereas you got Batman, Superman, Captain America, Thor, just constantly. And that's a conscious thing. That's not we're going to use the character based on some kind of metric. Okay, at the end of the day, whatever metric you use to base and measure a character from, as an editor, as we learned, if we listen to my man Greg Burnham in the live Friday night, ultimately the editor-in-chief decides what's gonna happen? Who's the equivalent of the editor in chief when it comes to a movie project? Y'all with me, church? Or y'all still, you know what I mean? It's or we still, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm trying to get what up, Theo? I'm trying to get y'all to understand that's a capitalism decision. It's based on nothing but what somebody at Disney thinks is going to make the maximum amount of dollar with that character, and they ain't consulted nobody from a comic book company. We already know that. So, bottom line, like I asked in the description, what we prepared to do. We know what's happening because we've been talking about it for the past couple years. We knew this was going to happen. Is there anybody in the chat that's like, oh my God, I'm flabbergasted. Oh my God, this is a move I had not expected them to make. For real. Didn't nobody see this coming. We've been talking about it. I know Theo been talking about it. I know I've been talking about it. And they said it themselves. This is what we intend to do. What up, Gray? Bottom line, y'all, when this news comes out, why are we even effing with it? I mean, we can make the point of saying this is what this is and this is why this is being done. But we know why. We know who's doing it and we know why they're doing it. So our focus of conversation about Black Panther 3 should not be why someone else is doing what they're doing in juxtaposition to the project. It should be, what are you gonna do? Do you think, here's a question, now I want you to think about it. Do you think Wakanda Forever did not reach the level of success as the previous movie because the directors, the producers, the writers didn't want it to? Did they truly believe they had lightning in a bottle when they made Wakanda Forever? Did they? Did they believe that? I'm not saying me and you. Did they believe they had lightning in a bottle? Did they say this is finna be the bombest project in the history of, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm talking about, you know, some director's movie, son, you know, and we just gonna do. Did they think this is it right here? This is it. Nah, I feel like placeholder. That's it. Just like Thor, The Dark World, placeholder. Iron Man 2, placeholder. Okay. What are y'all talking about? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tell them Reverend Real. Ha ha. Here to listen and observe. I like that, young lion. You'll go far with that thought process. Wakanda Forever. Yeah. Okay. So, what are we prepared to do? It's no T'Challa, no dollar, and TJ ain't the way. Period. That's it. Speak with your wallet. Speak with your dollars. If you believe this BS is BS, don't give it the time of day. People listen and pay attention when it's bunches of people listening and paying attention to stuff in groups. When I want your mind off of stuff that will make you wiser, I'll put BS in front of you. Don't be deterred by that, is what I'm saying to you. We going for the bait. You know what I mean? Because if we already in a state where we can't even come together as one people and say, no, we ain't fooling with this movie. You know, let's just get to the heart of the matter of what it is. And some people gonna be offended, and I really don't care because I can explain my stance. It's the house Negro, field Negro mentality. Don't believe me? Okay. Why do anti-recasters go so hard at pro-recasters? Because they hate them? No, you don't know me personally. So you can't hate me. Well, you see my face. I mean, if people want to attach my face to something and say, I hate that guy because he's always talking about recast this, that, and the third, or like a Buckmeister or somebody like that. You see, but by and large, don't nobody see Grand Madam. Don't nobody see Kamoyo. Don't nobody see Nico. Don't nobody see Django. So it's not the people saying it that they hate. It's what they're saying. It's what they're saying represents is what they hate. Because people like the folks I mentioned are free thinking and they thinking for themselves and they standing up and they pushing themselves away from the table because all you can see is your cards when you sitting at the table. But when you get up, push yourself away from the table, you can see the whole table. And you know it's BS going on at the table. But if you're just sitting at the table looking at your cards, you don't know these two over here is cheating. It's the inside looking out versus the outside looking in. Are they jealous of the knowledge? Are they jealous of the history? Are they jealous of the legacy? So I don't dwell in knowledge and legacy and history. So I'm going to divert your attention to something else other than those three things. Y'all with me so far? Okay. As long as I can keep smoke in your face, I can put whatever I want to in front of you because you can't see it. I don't know how much simpler that can be made. This right here, this stuff is smoke and mirrors. And if it ain't smoke and mirrors, then the best thing to do is ignore it. That's my thought process. We done been down this road before. Didn't we go down this road with Wakanda Forever? Why are we going to do the same thing we did 2-3 years ago? Why? That's insanity. Remember, that's insanity. Doing the same thing and it's back on a different result. Don't do that. I'm putting Black Panther in front of your face and I'm making this and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Don't give it your attention. Don't give it your time. And damn show, don't give it your money if it isn't the project you want. And we know it ain't the project we want. We know it ain't the project we want because we know what we've been asking for because we still asking for it to this very day. What Big Sis say? Mental manipulation. And you know why I don't feel like mental manipulation to some people? You know why I don't feel like mental manipulation to some people? It's what I like to call the shrouded in black theory. If I'm standing amongst black, shrouded in black, what am I? Black. But let's look at it like this. We ain't at a funeral. We had a black ball. So we should all be wearing black, but some nice black. You ain't gonna wear your dirge stuff. You ain't gonna wear your shroud stuff. That's that black. So that black doesn't fit in here with this black. What am I getting at with the analogy? Is this just because it's paraded to you, presented to you, and folded up and presented in black does not mean that is the optimal slash perfect slash ideal representation of what is black. Oh, just because you put one example of black in front of me, I'm supposed to accept that as the example of black. House Negro, field Negro mentality. What if it's a jealous field Negro presenting it to you? Just because it's black? Who does it serve? Who does it benefit the most? Does it benefit a demographic or does it benefit everybody? Okay, the way T'Challa the Black Panther was presented in 1966 and in subsequent versions in comic books was presented for us. Might have been by Jewish people, but dare I say, because Jewish people did it, Jewish people understand the concept of discrimination and persecution. So, all right, let's let it ride and let it do what it do. But later on down the line, we divide ourselves into liberal and conservative, and then we say there's just certain things that black people shouldn't be doing and saying. And so this is the right idea, the way it should be done. And that's just the way pro and anti-recast are divided in that very same way. Because of our fundamental differences, there's no way we ever gonna come together or see eye to eye on a lot of stuff. At least not 100%. You might be able to turn some pro recasters into anti and vice versa, but you ain't gonna get one demographic to just come all the way over to another demographic side. That's not the way those kinds of things happen when you are diametrically opposed to something. One must be 100% eradicated. Therefore, the imbalance will continue to exist. You like the way I put that, didn't you? I know. I ain't doing nothing but making sense. Paul say that Issa Rae moment. I'm rooting for everybody black isn't always a good idea. Where the lie at? And that's all I'm saying, because all of the conversations and all of the arguments that I've been a part of, but since excised myself from, was rooted in that. Who am I to tell him what the best representation of black is? Oh, but because this man is putting it on the screen, that's the best representation of black. And who did you ask what the best representation of black would be? No, the legend has it, it was a decision you made in minutes. Gonna make that decision in minutes again? You're not compromised by grief this time, but no, you still can't do what's right, even when you aren't compromised by grief. Oh, we're obligated to finish a storyline. That's not true. Jonathan Major's gone. Ain't no more Kang. Or that incarnation of Kang. But you still get a Kang that is essentially the same time traveling being he always has been. Not T'Challa, though. T'Challa represents something too powerful. T'Challa represents what a lot of people fear. We can't have T'Challa at the front, according to some people, for the same reason we couldn't have Martin Luther King in the front. For the same reason we couldn't have Malcolm X in the front. For the same reason we couldn't have Marcus Garvey in the front. Truth be stinging. The truth be stinging. And folks don't want to deal with what's the truth. Truth of the matter, we ain't united on the situation at all. But we going with one narrative without listening to another narrative. Who came and asked anybody what they thought other than E-Man? Didn't ask nobody else what they thought, but it was hundreds of people out here talking about recast T'Challa, but you only asked one person. That tells you they didn't give two hot farts about it. You only asked one person, but it's hundreds of people out here talking about it. Where they do that at? When black men are getting shot, you going to any town in the USA to find a black man shot to get you a story about black men being shot. You going to Buffalo, you going to Atlanta, you going to Oregon. But you only going one place for all your material and information about recast T'Challa. They ain't cared about it from the ripski. You give negative stuff attention because toxic stuff is what's happening or what people deem as toxic. Oh, that's a toxic group of people screaming recast T'Challa. Let's put the camera on them for a little while. Oh, this has become trite. Let's go put the camera somewhere else. Until Black Panther 3. Oh, that's sure to bring those trite people back out. Let's keep the camera here. You got the camera in front of you. Say something. We think that it's not fair. No. Until you do right by me and recast T'Challa, everything you do gonna fail, and it's gonna fail without my money in it. Done. Where we at on the action figure front? Y'all feel me? This is where we need to be. Not backpedaling. Oh, I can't believe they did that. Nah. We galvanized, baby. We a group. Remember? United Voices. Yeah. Remember that? Do not stand for this and don't let none of these okey doke Negroes who's excited about it tell you. I don't mean that in no disrespectful way, but it is what it is. You falling for the okey doke. You've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray. You know what I'm saying? You because the black shroud. You're following the black shroud because it's black. You know what I mean? So that ain't the best possible representation there could be. And until you give us optimal representation, you will get no attention. And I mean, oh, news on BP3. But see, when we attempt to follow it, we're giving attention to it. When we speak on it, we're giving attention to it. Stop giving attention to stuff, and then it just, we got plenty of comics, we got plenty of action figures. Let's fight harder on that comic book front so that don't die out, because that's the source. Okay, you start a fire with a torch. Which one you more concerned about, the torch or the fire? Because as long as you got Torch, you can always have a fire. You got a fire, you ain't always going to have a torch. Or you could get a torch from the fire. Either way, you got to keep the fire alive. But you're going to have to get mobile with the fire sometime. So that's a torch. You're going to have to walk across water or sail across water with a torch. Then when you get to where you're going, you can start a fire. We're doing it backwards. We're paying too much attention to the fire that's sitting there burning. And then when the fire burns out, we just standing there looking at embers. It's the torch, not the fire. All of this Black Panther 3 buzz, let it be just that. They're going to do what they're going to do with it. But if you ain't putting no money in their pocket, say la vie. That's crux of what I'm saying tonight. That's what we or this afternoon, evening, wherever y'all at. Let me see what we talking about. You could put doo-doo in a nice box and dress it up with a bow, and that still don't make it anything other than doo-doo. Let the church say amen. Let the church say amen. Okay. Is that me cooking? Is that me cooking? Is that me cooking? Smell like shrimp and grits. Smell like shrimp and grits to me. Hey, it is the incomparable May Ken. Hey, May Ken, how you doing up in here, girl? Get you some food up in here. Get you some food up in here, sis. I think Emergency Awesome was honestly trolling us, to be honest. He knows damn well us comic book people, especially the Council Warriors of Wakanda, aren't with what they did in Wakanda Forever and what they didn't do. And black media almost universally shut their mouths on this. Bruh. Talk about somebody supporting something. Oh, because my man working on it, I'm going to stop talking negative about it because my man working on it. And some people think it's a big deal to have somebody's cell phone number. I would not be supporting Black Panther 3 because all it is pandering. Who was true fans of the character, and I don't need them to see you. I'm getting into the, and that's a good idea, Ronnie. That's a good idea. T'Challa doesn't fit the MCU's agenda. Their version of Fastos do, Mr. Stewart, and that there is my point. We don't got to be part of their agenda. We don't got to contribute to their agenda. F their agenda if they ain't doing the projects we want to see. If they continue to do what they think is what we want to see, then we're going to keep ignoring them. Nope, the silent FU at the box office and keep it moving is the best way going forward. Gray, you done said a mouthful, G. Bruh, we got to stop thinking, you know what I'm saying? We have to go and support things. We have to go and rock with this project. Hey, I didn't go see The Color Purple, but I went and seen American Fiction. You support the projects you want to support is the moral of that story. If it don't speak to you in here, if it don't say nothing to you in here, if you can smell the dookie coming off of it, you ain't got to give them none of your money. And you telling people not to give your money to that project is not an evil thing. Just because you don't see what I see doesn't make me a villain and you the hero. You see what I'm saying? You could just be one of them mugs with a starro on your face, sucking on your face, sapping your wheel, sucking your stuff out your brain because you ain't got no thought processes of your own because you listening to the big starro over there. Take that starfish off your face, partner. Oh. Black media is in them folks' pocket. A bunch of no influence having. We on the same wavelength, bruh. We on the same wavelength, bruh. Yes, you do. You have to have discernment. And people don't have discernment. As soon as you see something that got black people in it, you just like, yay! Not knowing for years and years and years, stuff like that Quentin Tarantino came out with just because Samuel L. Jackson was in it. Oh, Samuel L. Jackson in it, I'm support it. Oh, Pam Grier was in that, I'm support it. Not actually thinking this man is pro. I get it. I'm gonna show movies showing people talking how people talk. Don't mean you have to support those movies he makes showing people talking how people talk. Okay, nothing saying you decide where you put your money, nobody else. And then remember when they brought T'Challa back for that little reunion on the Disney cruise? Like that right there was a slap in the face while laughing in your face. Yeah, Nico, I don't think they ain't aware. You know what I mean? I know they aware. My focus is we don't care if they aware or not. We don't give them the attention. We don't give them the air. We don't, man, what Friday, what did Greg say? Man, get in there and start supporting them independent creators. Support Godhood, support Concrete, support King Wood, support Tuskegee Airs, man. Support all of that independent stuff. They ain't never going to get a platform if we keep catering to the big two who ain't doing right by us. That's like you a hoe getting pimped by two different pimps. I hate to say it like that, but I mean, sometimes that's how it feels. Like you ain't getting no act right. You ain't getting no love, man. Spend your money on some people who's willing to listen to what you're saying you want. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna write my man David Crownson, man, and tell him what I want to see in Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer. I'm gonna tell him what I like about what he's doing and tell him what I want to see. That's what you do when you like something. You support it. And if you make it likable, if I'm asking and my request ain't too over the top and you put that in there, I'm going to continue to support you. And then you know what else I'm going to do? You know what else I'm going to do? And you ain't even going to have to pay me to do it. I'm going to go and I'm going to talk to some other people. And I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I wrote a letter to David Crownson and I said, hey, Dave, why don't you do this with Harriet Tubman? And he did it. And I said thank you. And he said no problem. Just keep reading the book. That's how you get more people. That's that 101 stuff. I remember back in the day, they used to have this stuff called Amway. I don't know if they still got Amway. I know it turned into something called Quick Star or whatever. But it's multi-level marketing, for lack of a better term. You know what I'm saying? If I have a product and it's a good product and you're buying it because it's a good product, why would you not tell other people it's a good product? You see what I'm saying? Why would you not? And that's what I'm saying. If you bringing me a quality T'Challa project and it's a good project and it came from a good place and you consulted folks you needed to consult and it was the best possible project that you could put out, that you knew you could put out, why not? Ain't no money in that. Too many egos involved. But I'm gonna let it do what it do. What we talking about over here? Starro was starved with some of these folks out here. No brains. Jack Kirby and Stan Lee been rolling in their graves. So is another key person who brought T'Challa to life. That right there. Get you one and roll with him because I'm telling you, we doing fine. We doing fine on the comic book front. We doing fine on the action figure front when it comes to T'Challa. Yeah, they just released a T'Challa figure. You see what I'm saying? So ain't nobody missing T'Challa. We know T'Challa exists. We just don't have T'Challa in one particularly large format. Put for something animated. We don't have to, you know what I mean? We don't have to. We don't, there's nothing saying you have to. Don't feel obligated. Please, please, please don't feel obligated. They had black people all in front of the writers and actors strikes, but what were the majority of shows getting canceled? Boom. Burnham, Barnes, Butler, Akins support our independent writers. I like that. You're too kind, sir. You're too kind. I know a black Namor fan who was just happy to see a live action version. Ironically, no Latino geeks I know publicly voiced their hype about Ramon, which is Namor backwards. Oh! What are your thoughts about the current BP Ultimate run that just started? Steak. What are my thoughts about it? I wish it would be a more ongoing. I wish they would let it go longer. In the live Friday night, Greg had alluded to what's the sunlight? Stop it, sunlight. Excuse me a second, y'all. There. Okay. He had alluded to doing a series on like maybe like a colonial Black Panther or a medieval Black Panther, or just because we always talk about through the years and we want to see something different. Now I'm tired of Charlie going to the throne. I'm tired of Charlie getting kicked off the throne. All right, well then let's do this as a side project in addition to T'Challa. That's what I think Ultimate Black Panther has the potential to be. Or even start, I remember back in the day in the 70s, they used to have backup stories in the main comic book. And they did that, I believe, with Night Thrasher. Night Thrasher #1, there was a silhouette backup story in there. You know what I'm saying? Just take 4 or 5 pages and do a backup story in there with the main story, but let it be an ongoing backup story. And you could have a M. Telly story in the back of that Ultimate Black Panther story. You could have a Scion story in there in the back. You know what I'm saying? And you could showcase those other Panthers like that. You giving them their space, you giving them their air, and if they make that much of an impact in a backup story, give them an ongoing or a 4-issue limited series and see if a M. Telly Black Panther don't jump off like a T'Challa Black Panther did. You know what I'm saying? You gotta, and we saying in addition to, not in place of. You know what I'm saying? Miles Morales, Peter Parker, John Stewart, Hal Jordan. So we ain't getting rid of the original just because we got a nice #2. You know what I'm saying? That's the that's the Pippen to the Jordan. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. Black Panther 3 needs real T'Challa, not T'Challa Jr. Facts, facts, facts. Miles ain't live action. T'Challa doesn't have to be either. That's evil. Kamayo Marvel Studios thinks folks want representation don't also want comic accurate white straight male characters. Where the lie at? Where the lie at? Where the lie at? 100% truth, sir. 100% truth. 100% truth. And it seems your fellow chatters agree with you. What some said the Disney Plus Wakanda series was going to be like. Yeah. But is your heart in the right place? I guess that's where I'm thinking. Is it a sincere desire to tell a story, or are you just trying to capitalize? Because to me, it seems like they trying to capitalize, Mr. Conner. Disney Plus, World of Wakanda, or whatever they calling it. I don't really fool with them like that. Tell you. Bro, I'm telling you, I'm 100% Spider-Man and his amazing friends. I'm 100% Avengers Assemble. I'm 100% Earth's Mightiest Heroes. And that realm, that's about all. You know what I'm saying? And I got DVDs. I got Blu-rays. What? I got PS4. I can watch all that anytime I want to. I ain't got to get no money to Disney. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I ain't give them no money. I ain't ever got to give them any money. That's my point. And y'all don't either. Don't give them money if they don't freaking deserve it. Especially for something like this. That's why I'm not even sitting around arguing and going back and forth about who said what. The crux of what was said is, and this is all you need to pay attention to. We ain't doing T'Challa. Next. They can say all they want about Junior Flip. They can say all they want to say about who's dead and who ain't dead and who's getting kicked out and who ain't getting kicked out. All they basically said when they announced, when Emergency Awesome announced that, you ain't getting no T'Challa. His name T'Challa, but he ain't T'Challa. You know what I'm saying? So now what? What are you prepared to do? It's a very simple thing. It's just like my man Theo said, no T'Challa, no dollar, and TJ ain't the way. Not to get back that old glory, not to get that old thing back. Not for that. Okay, you and some people like, oh, we don't like that old stuff. Go take that somewhere else. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Okay, all right, we take it somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? When you run out of stories with the little bastard child, you know what I'm saying? Because it ain't been proven that they was married. So he a bastard child. No offense to the actor that plays him, but that character is a bastard. Period. That character is bad. Oh, kings have bastards all the time. Not T'Challa. T'Challa ain't had no bastards. I ain't read nowhere where T'Challa had a bastard. And all the instances of T'Challa having a child is by one woman and one woman only in all of comicdom. Much as I love Monica Lynn, T'Challa ain't never had no kids with Monica Lynn. Has he? One. Only one. And we can't accurately depict that. Okay, so if Sue Richards had a baby with Namor, I'm there for that with some popcorn. Y'all got Mary Jane over here having babies with other cats, so let's mess up that first family too. Let's mess that up too. Let's make them trashy and garbagey. You know what I'm saying? It's all about perception, right? That's how you want to perceive us. Oh, black people have kids without getting married all the time. I get tired. I get so tired. You know what I'm saying? And that's the bottom line. That's what that's what it boiled down to. So, ain't no need to draw this out no longer than I have to. When I play objections, that's an improv game. So when I play objections, I state to you why I object, and I give you a solution. So objections will go kind of something like this. The idea presented for Black Panther 3 is not a good idea because, number one, you left way too much stuff on the table. You left way too many unresolved questions. And your penchant for not consulting comic book experts on a comic based movie is effing ridiculous. Now, had you consulted someone who read more than a couple of issues of Black Panther, they would have gave you a much coherent storyline. And my thing is this: don't deviate when it comes to origin. If you are telling T'Challa's origin story, Ulysses Claw must be a part of it. You had a fantastic talent in Andy Serkis, and you pissed it off. Why would you not make 2, 3, 4 movies? Andy Serkis got the acting chops to be to T'Challa what Tom Hiddleston is to Thor. You could have Claw rocking like that. But instead, you chose, to kill him to give the spotlight to another villain that was controversial, and you could have made more movies again with, and chose to kill him off too. You know what I'm saying? The killitis, you gotta be discerning with it. You know what I'm saying? People like Ghost, that's who you need to kill off. Uninteresting villains like that are who need to go. Or just stay away from killing people altogether. Killing has more of an impact. Killing a major character has more impact when you do it with less frequency. Now we're at a point in movies where we expect main characters to die. We expect main characters to die on TV shows because it ain't just enough to be over the top with it. There has to be death involved too. So let's say they do a recast of T'Challa and bring Storm and the crew in, and etc. Would you be cool with them having T'Challa and Storm having both their daughter and son from different realities? They recast T'Challa and bring in Storm. If you recast T'Challa and bring in Storm, there would be no need to have alternate reality children. It would just be a matter of picking which alternate reality children or child becomes the mainstream child, or at least in the MC, whatever they're doing. So Toussaint is growing up to hook up with Storm. Can't happen unless they are going to speed up the timeline sooner than later, or make Aurora 12. Which, if they do, we already know they getting ready to lose money. Or should I say more money? Because they bleeding money right now. In any universe. The most recent the twins that we saw in the most recent voices, I think would be those would be the children I would want to see cinematically. Either them or Azari. That would that would be awesome. Keep the comics away from the MCU, period. Yep, pretty much. Way too many Black Panther comic book characters, heroes, and villains that haven't been shown at all yet. Killed main characters off before barely even getting into T'Challa's storyline. Hey, and Chris, that's my thing, man. What was T'Challa's motivation? Did T'Challa get a chance to? Did we get to see different facets of T'Challa? Like we got to see different facets of Thor, Odin's son. Like we got to see different facets of Tony Stark. Like we got to see different facets of Steve Rogers. Nah, we saw one facet of T'Challa. We didn't get to see his development. We didn't get to see what it normally takes a 3-movie story arc with one character to complete. He never got that. Now, if you wanted to kill him after the 3rd one, I might have still been upset about that, but not as, because you'd have told his story and we wouldn't have got short sheeted. You see what I'm saying? That's all that's about. The Wrath had nothing but heroes in it, Civil War, because they kill off the villains most of the time. That part, you know what I'm saying? Y'all could have had some cool prison fights. Missed that whole train. We can make our own fan films about real King T'Challa. Star Wars fans does it all the time. Fans have made better films. May I agree? 150,000 million bajillion percent. And we already got our T'Challa in Mr. Byron Smith. So when we ready to do it, y'all, ain't no thing but chicken wing. Yep. We got to see different facets. We got to see different facets of Loki. Yeah, than we did T'Challa, Sam, Rhodey, Fury. Because the same thing transfers into movies, Gray, like it does in comics. By and large, Caucasian people have no idea how to accurately write Black people, at least African Americans. And that's why you get that. Okay. I love the Russo brothers, but they don't know how to write Black people. What? You know what I'm saying? And all them other folks that ain't named Coogler don't know how to write Black people. And I don't say that as a compliment. I just say that because anyway, basically what I'm saying was they could have Chimera and Azari both in the 616 as the children. I mean, if you want to piecemeal it, however it would get done. I'm just saying I would want the most powerful iterations of their children as their children to bring into the 616. They never cared about T'Challa. They were just virtue signaling. And I am hard pressed to argue that point. Now that everything is coming to fruition, you know what I'm saying? We seeing all of this death. We seeing all of these broken story arcs. We seeing these lame stories being told. It all comes to, a head and says you was not willing to stand behind it. Even the poor representation netted you $1 billion. Imagine what you could have got if you'd have sat your butt down somewhere and gave African Americans in this country true Afrofuturism, 100%. Put the wheels on it. You know what I'm saying? I think the Wrath only had Abomination. So what? A teenage storm? Bruh, like I said, it whatever it is, Kamoyo, it's not going to be to our liking. It's not gonna be to your. They ain't gonna give you nothing you can rock with. Scared to think what they will do with Blade. Lord, Mark, dog. Come on now. Hey, what my man, what Black Panther just say earlier? And you about to shuffle, they about to shuffle Blade right onto the Midnight Suns. You be lucky to get a Blade too. Mahershala Ali gonna be 65 by the time we get a Blade too. Mahershala gonna be drawing Social Security by the time we get a Blade too. So yeah, just strap in for that. I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. That's why I went straight to your comment. These kids grew up on the MCU, won't care about young heroes front and center. No, they won't, because young represents them. And that's what big business say. Ain't no bunch of young cats finna go see, the stuff they ain't familiar with. They don't, and I hate to say it, by and large, there is a demographic of the young generation that doesn't respect the stuff that came before them. And so if you bring that and you present that to them, they're against anything nostalgic other than to make a sequel of it or to make a remake of it and make it their version. You know what I'm saying? Just take it like it is. You know what I mean? Just accept what's presented to you and roll with it. When you want to go off the reservation after. You're not going to make a Beta Ray Bill before you make a Thor. There's some continuity that has to be in order for it to make sense. Bruce Wayne's parents have to die in order for him to be Batman. Superman's planet has to blow up in order for him to be Superman. T'Chaka must die at the hands of Ulysses Claw in order for T'Challa to become the Black Panther. Other than the Ultimate Universe, find me a 616 iteration where that is not so. Even when Hudlin did it, he might have updated it, but it was still Claw that made the kill. It was still Ulysses Claw. Period. When you go all out, your reservoir, Zemo, what? Why? So nobody, you know what I'm saying? Oh, but you're a Black character. We don't really care about you, so we don't have to respect your canon. We can make your canon whatever we want to make it because nobody cares about you. Don't give it no lip service. Don't give it no time. Don't give it no money. It's where we at with it. All right, Nico. I get the notification, dog. I'll be in there. I got something to say. Facts. Yeah, great. Canon events. And that's exactly what it is. Y'all, we've been in here spinning our wheels because it sounds like, for the most part, all us in here, you know what I'm saying? We think, Mark, wait, hold on. Mark say something else. Yeah, they just want us. Yeah, they just want to connect us to trauma and death. And that mark, man, that's an earmark of that director. You know what I'm saying? That director believes there is no other way to make a movie with people who look like us in it without giving off the experiences of trauma and death in some way, shape, or form. You can check every single movie he's made. Every single movie he's made. So we shouldn't be shocked at what Coogler does with the Black Panther. And you know what I'm saying? It's somebody else finna die. Okay? Whether that be Shuri, whether that be M'Baku, whether that be Nakia, somebody finna die. He cannot make a movie without death and trauma. Period. And most directors would challenge themselves. You know what I'm saying? And say, let me do some stuff outside of trauma and death and see what I can come up with and see if people will rock with me. You know what I mean? So I don't be shocked. I guess is where I'm at with that. Don't be shocked that's all that man's gonna give you. You know, if you know the nature of a thing, you are no longer surprised by it. Same thing with people. When you know the nature of people, you are no longer surprised by it. When you find out that people you kick it with are liars, when they lie to you, you should not be surprised. When you find out people you hang out with steal from you and they steal from you, why are you surprised? Maya Angelou said when a person shows you who they are, you best believe them. Ryan Coogler ain't show you who he is. And I'm not talking bad of the man. I'm saying from his body of work, he hasn't shown you who he is. Or rather, more accurately, he hasn't shown me another dimension of who he is. All I'm seeing is this one dimension, and that dimension is filled with trauma and death. That's all you have. That's your story. That's your song, trauma and death. That has its place, but if you expect me to put you, on any kind of pedestal or elevate you, give me some diversity, bro. Let me see something besides their trauma and death, bro. Let me see something besides somebody dying all the time, bro. Why don't you tell me some stories about somebody inspirational? You know what I'm saying? Hey, look here, man. Why don't you make a movie? Why don't you make a movie about Robert Small, son? You know what I'm saying? My man had some tragedy, you know what I mean? But he eventually, triumphed. You know what I'm saying? His story was one to triumph eventually, sir. You know what I mean? Why don't you make some stories about Robert Smalls? You know what I mean? How come ain't nobody made no Marcus Garvey movie? You know what I mean? Marcus Garvey didn't die. You know what I mean? Marcus Garvey wasn't dead. He got exiled. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you do something like that? Why don't you do a project like that? You know what I mean, bro? Why don't you do something like that? Why it always got to be about some dying, getting killed? You know what I mean? Why don't you do or do some Afrofuturism type thing? Like, you know what I'm saying? What happened? What if the brothers take over? You know what I mean? Why don't you make some movie like that? Why I got to be some kind of triumph? Why don't you be some triumph or some tragedy, bro? Why you on that tragedy tip? Why you on that trauma tip, bro? Why don't you do something different? I'm sorry, that was my best impression. It's probably horrible, but that was my best. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at, man. Give me something else. Barely better than Perlmutter. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He said, yeah, I said it. Despite his faults, he at least keep it barable. Bruh. You will get no arguments from me. Bruh. Until you do right by us and recast T'Challa, I hate to do it. That part. Giving us crumbs off of the most profitable franchise superhero character they have. You made a bill, and it was you that made it, bro. They gonna give you less money for another project? Yep, that's the best way to put it. The most successful black character in film history getting shelved is some bullshiggity. No diggity. You say cool impression? What's it say? We're asking, why does Coogler sound like Gangstalicious? Because he do sound like Gangstalicious. You ever listen to him talk? He be trying to curtail it, but sometimes he'll get loose. And I'm like, and that would trip me out about it. Just like Gangstalicious, he ain't about that life. So why do you sound like you from that life? Everybody from Oakland ain't a gangster. Stop it. Everybody from Oakland ain't hood. Stop it. People I kicked it with in Oakland. I done kicked it with all from the bottom to the top. I done kicked it with them all. So I know there are more than just thugs and gangsters in Oakland. Okay, there are businessmen in Oakland. There are celebrities in Oakland. There are former athletes in Oakland. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just like I mean, it is scary, but it ain't. When I mean scary, I ain't say scary like I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? It's 2023. I'm not scared of no black people. I mean, I'm not gonna go in a neighborhood where it's gunshots going off. But as far as me going into a black neighborhood, I'm not scared to go into a black neighborhood. I done been in Compton. I'm not scared of Compton. I done been in Inglewood. I ain't scared of Inglewood, but I follow the rules and regulations. Each hood has rules and regulations. But that's not what we're talking about. Pearl Motor looking like Stan Lee now. Wow. Yes, he got the sorcerer hand of doom. That's right. Until you do right. Once I heard him talk, I couldn't stop thinking it's Gangstalicious. Because it is. And that's what I said. And that's what I said. No, we're not all gangsters in Oakland. I had a homie lived off of 83rd and East 14th. My auntie, she stays on 86th and Dowling. And then shoot, I used to kick it with a chick that lived off the seminary. And Havens Court, but we ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about Havens Court. We ain't gonna talk about. Shh. Anyway, bruh, what else we got to do? There ain't. I mean, okay, long as I hope I ain't bringing that. Let me stop. We're gonna go into some stuff we probably don't need to go into. Yeah, I've been to Oaktown. It ain't all like that. Yeah, no, it was at least, yeah, 88 to 90. Yeah. Um, and then I was there. Our ship was anchored outside of Alameda from 86 to 88. So yeah, and then I lived there. So 5-6 years altogether. Yeah, most of my Navy career was Bay area or Bay adjacent or Bay TDY. You know, you know what I'm saying. So bottom line. You know what I'm saying. Oh yeah, man. My Oh, if I forgot, my oldest daughter is down there. She lives in Fairfield. I know that's a ways out from Oakland, but yeah. She Fairfield, Vacaville area, you know what I'm saying? Closer to Vacaville. She went to Vanden, but yeah, anyway, yeah. I know about the yay. I know about the yay. I know plenty. I touched down there and wouldn't nobody even know I was there. You know what I'm saying? Blended. Do you have power, my man? You do. D, you have power, my man. You don't know just how much. Mm, mm. Okay. Well. Well, somebody get me to the Excalibur so I can start swinging it. And I ain't got no problem doing it. Oh, let me leave y'all with this before I blow and go and flow. I don't know. Maybe I might stay on a little more. Anyway, I started off with this. Age to perfection. Age to perfection. This my mug. You know, now, right now I'm drinking water, but sometimes we celebrate with other beverages in it. But the age to perfection is this, man. 1966 to about 2003, 2004, I want to say. I would have considered T'Challa age to perfection. I know there was more with Ta-Nehisi Coates and everybody else and everything that came after him, but I mean, Christopher Priest cemented the character. I made him, all right, y'all ain't just gonna keep letting him be a also ran. Y'all ain't just gonna keep making him this booty character that be in there with other groups of characters, and then when everybody gets slapped, he gets slapped along with them. Okay, he made him intelligent. He made him strategic. Well, quiet as kept, he was intelligent and strategic. He always was. He proved that in Fantastic Four number 52. But we constantly playing him like he ain't that cat. And all Christopher Priest did, and when you think about it, this is 100% true. All Christopher Priest did was play to T'Challa's strengths, not his weaknesses. Everybody after everybody after John Mayberry did the opposite. I'm not saying they didn't do good runs. Only one of them did a absolutely trash ass horrible run. And we all know, you know what I'm saying, that was your man Pidley. You know, but for the most part, you know what I'm saying? So I feel would it be too much of a reach to say T'Challa being depicted cinematically as he was in the Priest run? Is that too much of a reach? Is that too much to ask for? Is that T'Challa in all of his T'Challa-ness? If we got that T'Challa, minus the bald head, I know y'all didn't like the bald head, but maybe T'Challa with with some dreads or a nice little hairstyle or whatever, would that not be the ideal T'Challa? From a cinematic standpoint. You see what I'm saying? He's at the height of being intelligent and skilled. You know what I'm saying? There is enough representation from not just Wakanda. You know, there's the part where, T'Challa rolls up in the club and Luke Cage is like, oh, that's T'Challa up in the club. Bruh, I know that is an African American thing. Well, no, it's not necessarily African American thing. Who don't love being that cat when they fall up in the club? So to me, that's something I would love to see that scene in live action. T'Challa and Luke Cage up in the club, and Luke Cage hating because everybody loving T'Challa. Bruh, I'm telling you, there could be some cinematic moments that are just getting pissed on because of these decisions that are being made. You'd have another billion, guaranteed. Hell, you probably had 2 billion. That's a big reach, but I'm confident that there's enough T'Challa out there to where you can have as many Black Panther movies as you got James Bond movies. And how in the hell does a teenage Tucson become a temporary of a grown ass Reed Richards and an adversary of Dr. Doom and Namor? Because they ain't thought that far, Gray. They ain't thought that far. And They don't read. So they ain't gonna know that. They don't read. What's up, man? Have you heard about the new parallel movie that's out this weekend? It's written by and produced by Aldous Hodge. New parallel movie? No, I haven't. Priest Run was the bridge between the old into the new for me. Priest was put some respect on T'Challa's name to me. That's what the Priest Run was. It was put some respect on T'Challa's name, and that's exactly what it did. Truth be told, T'Challa wasn't even the main character in his own movie, and that is the truth. You know, I mean, but still made $1 billion. The folks got to know what side of the toast is buttered. They don't know what side of their toast is buttered. They using that dry side, and the toast is the butter's being wasted. T'Challa joining the Avengers to spy on them was brilliantly in character. I mean, there was so many moments in that. I mean, Christopher Priest even paid homage to the Jack Kirby run. He didn't leave no stone unturned. You know, and Hudlin and Hickman was rocking with T'Challa at the same time, or around the same time frame. And so you got T'Challa and Storm together and in the Fantastic Four, going on adventures, going on lots of adventures. Bruh, could you see the live action Fantastic Four movie with Storm and T'Challa in the Fantastic Four? I can see that. I can totally see that. Might as well make it Falcon hating, because he already was hating in Captain America Civil War. That is the direction they should have taken, a Bond-esque T'Challa. I mean, and that was the energy. That was the energy I got when he stepped out the limo with two Dora Milaje on each side of him, sunglasses down, looking fly. That could have been a Black James Bond, was what I thought to myself when I saw it. And then, you know, the suit kind of melted and bruh, oh, he could do whatever he want to do, you know? So, yeah, that was a huge miss. The MCU just needs to start all over and blow it all up with all of the characters, every cast. Yeah. That was my thought. Just redo it, you know? And this time, take your time and do it right. You know, give everybody you know what I'm saying? They propers. Studio got free access to some of the best stories in literature and go, man, let's do our own thing. That's exactly what they did. I can see it. Priest cinematic run. McGregor, Hickman, and Hudlin influences in an animated series. They should just make this like a Crisis on Infinite Earths thing. You know what I mean? And just, you know, take bits and pieces of every universe and combine those aspects. And so you got that one aspect of that character. You know what I mean? But that, yeah, I don't know. That would be considered a variant, wouldn't it? Black Panther needs to reboot after Secret Wars. Yeah, Dora Milaje with full heads of hair. You know what I mean? Bring Mephisto into the MCU as a Black Panther foe. Oh, that would be too. Why does the black guy get the devil as his enemy and the ultimate? Because you don't show him no love nowhere else. Yeah, y'all. Gee, y'all feeling the secret agent concept, huh? Hey, I am just thrilled to pieces that currently we got the man featured in 2 periodicals currently. Black Panther and Ultimate Black Panther. So we're getting our fix of him that way. And we can keep on rocking like that because before there was any movies, there were comics. And just like somebody said in the chat, we can make our own projects. We can make our own projects. If they are not feeling what we do, I mean, and May Kent said it as well. Folks do it with Star Wars all the time and deviate from what George Lucas's vision was, and deviate from any other vision that you currently got in Star Wars continuity, or bring stories to life that should have been brought to life, but did nobody see or have the foresight or the balls to do it. I mean, if we talk about Star Wars, and I'm going to go briefly, don't dive into Star Wars, I'm going to just say it. You know what I'm saying? We need to go all the way back. We need to go all the way back to when the Sith initiated the rule of 2. And we all know in our Star Wars fanfare, the Sith Lord that initiated the rule of 2. You know what I'm saying? One to hold the power, and an apprentice to crave the power. You know what I mean? Yeah, let's go back to that. But I'm like I said, I'm shut up because, like I said, I see I see Steve getting geeked. Slow down. See, he getting geeked. He getting geeked. I done got it. I done got him started. Breathe, bro. Breathe. I'm just saying, sometimes it needs to be taken back to that. And then you go out from there. So then that way you can better understand the dynamic between Sidious and Maul, between Sidious and Vader. You know what that was. It was exactly what it was supposed to be. I mean, not 100% novel accurate, because they tried to make Star Wars into more of a PG fanfare. But I mean, you got on armor that's literally punishing you while the pain, you getting strength from the pain. That's gonna be an R-rated dynamic for me, and you ain't gonna be able to do nothing like that. Lucas ain't gonna, what I'm saying? Just like Mug's been chomping at the bit forever for a Knights of the Old Republic. When we gonna get Knights of the Old Republic? That if you're gonna do Jedi, if you're gonna do Knights of the Old Republic, that's period. Ask anybody do Star Wars. If you told them tomorrow, it's gonna be a live action Knights of the Old Republic. Well, I mean, discerning people will be like, what's it going to be about, and who's going to be in it, and who's the story going to center around. But by and large, soaking that up like a sponge. You know what I mean? That's what happens when you listen to your fan base and give your fan base what they want. Not what you thought was going to be a good movie. Give your fan base what they want. If they write to you and send you letters and tell you what they want, if they make videos and tell you what they want, but you continue to ignore them, Do not be shocked when you don't make your quota. Because if you ain't listening to me, then yeah, I'm going to be telling people stuff that's going to help you not make your quota because you don't listen. Why am I going to endorse someone who doesn't listen? Why am I going to show love to somebody who doesn't listen to me? That's all we want out here, is to be listened to be heard. If you listen to me and then turn around and do the exact opposite of what I said, you didn't listen to me. I don't want to just be listening. I want you to acknowledge my point as valid. Because it is. It calls for a bunch of people to do a whole bunch of rewriting. It calls for a whole bunch of people to change what they were doing. But didn't y'all do that already? You know what I'm saying? So y'all still on Star Wars, huh? I've been demanding Old Republic era. See, told you. I want a Mace Windu series for Disney Plus. That would be dope. GL original sequel trilogy story was Maul as the antagonist with his apprentice Darth Talon. That's why Maul originally came back in the Clone Wars show. Disney executives blamed the fan base for any failures, even when that fan base told them its wishes. And that's my point. Don't blame you. Don't you ever, Disney, Marvel, Sony, any other studio, don't you dare blame the success or failure of a movie on its fan base. That is the laziest, trashiest excuse you could ever come up with for a movie fail. The fans made your movie fail. So we made Madam Web fail. We made Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom fail. We made the Eternals fail. No, y'all just made trash ass movies. You didn't listen to anything the fans were saying. What's the purpose of coming to Comic-Con and introducing this stuff? If and show the fans, maybe to gauge their reaction when you show them, like how they did when The Rock pulled up for Black Adam, which I think was more of him trying to save the movie than actually trying to give fans what they wanted. So what's going on right now? Just hear T'Challa thing. Mace Windu was my favorite Jedi. That's why he needs his own show. You know what? I need to dig my Mace Windu out when I do my black action figures. I will probably do it either today or tomorrow. But yeah, I'm gonna do Mace Windu gonna be up in there too. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no sense leaving Mace Windu out. You know what I mean? So yeah, there we go. That's what we gonna do. Look here, y'all. That's my viewpoint, and I'm sticking to it. Bottom line, no T'Challa, no dollar, and TJ ain't the way. I still got some of them buttons that say no T'Challa, no dollar. If y'all want to get at me and get a couple of them, I think they sitting. Hang on a second. I think I see them. Yep, I sure do. Still got a couple of them. So there you go. Right there. if you want one of them, you know what I'm saying? I can shoot y'all a square invoice. And we take care of it, and I get one out to ya. Holla at me. I got got a nice side bag. But if I tell you what, we might make this a fun item for y'all to grab a hold of when I monetize and start clubbing and you know what I'm saying, and having that exclusive material, which is on the horizon, y'all. I see my man's Gray and them say send him one. Okie dokie. Yeah, if y'all. Yeah. So yeah, get at your mans and them, and I will most certainly get some to you, because we need to be, reminded of who we are. We need to show them who we are. Okay? That's, man, Black Panther fan group, recast T'Challa, Council of Wakanda. Bruh, clickalations, man, clickalations. And we need to start clicking up and doing things. You know what I mean? Somebody had suggested, I think it was Grand Madam, that we have some like live action events and some stuff, some fundraisers, some kind of things, maybe when we get together, you know what I'm saying, like we do on these lives, and try to pull, you know what I'm saying, for some kind of funds to move towards making some things happen, or not making some things happen. And not anything subversive, just being of an opinion and saying, this is who we are, this is what we about, and we ain't having it. Because we got too many organizations. Too many organizations out there. I ain't gonna call them by name because some people get in their feelings, that claim they are for this, but when you meet with some opposition, you don't want to keep swinging. You know what I'm saying? I got inspired by my brother Thursday night, you know what I'm saying? Because he got up in the boxing ring the other night and performed. You know what I mean? And I like to see that because he's 5. He's 5 years younger than me. Yeah. That wasn't no young cat that y'all saw in the ring. That's 50 plus. He don't like me to tell folks that, but yeah, he's 50 plus. And this is and I say that to say, okay, bruh, you ain't too old to stand on your square. You ain't too old to put your foot in that tire and stand toe to toe with whoever. Give as good as you get. You know what I mean? We too busy, man, being soft or letting somebody tell us, oh, you don't want to see a black man do this. No, wait a minute. Maybe it's the black man that don't want to see me. Did you ever think about that? But we don't ever look at it that way. Oh, because that guy's rich and famous. So what he's saying and doing must be right. That guy's a millionaire. So what he's saying must be the way. Bruh. Man, that right there. Boom. What Kamoyo said. Bruh, that button's a convo starter. Damn show Liz. You no T'Challa, no dollar. What does that mean? How many people in this chat, if somebody walk up to you and ask you what does no T'Challa, no dollar mean? You can break that down, can't you? You can give most of the facts. You can give most of the bullet points. Get you a couple of them buttons. Keep one for yourself. Get one for your sweetie. Get one for your little brother. And if they don't know, explain to them what that means. You see what I'm saying? No T'Challa, no dollar mean we ain't having it. I don't care what you make. I don't care who you put in that bitch. Okay? We ain't fooling with it. Period. Man, I don't care if Martin Luther King come back from the dead and be T'Challa. Wait a minute, I would go see that. But you get what I'm getting at. Now, y'all can't throw no say, oh, did your heroes playing T'Challa? It's nah. Is it T'Challa? Is it T'Challa? Is it T'Challa? Or is that little kid? Is that him playing that grown-up kid? But that's what they gonna give him, and that's what they gonna swallow. What that Jason Derulo song say, swallow la lalo. They're gonna be swallow la lalo in it. Pause. Every bit of it. Because somebody black said so. Field Negro, house Negro. Ain't nothing better the field Negro would like than the house Negro to be in the field, and vice versa. So what I'm going to say to make that happen? That right there. Stand on your square. Stand on your square, player. And stay standing on that jump. You know what I'm saying? People going to come with that rhetoric. People going to come with that talk. It's too late. He's been recast. Get over it. And that's why I say shouts out and salute to young Buckmeister, man. Because my man, he like plastic, man. All that stuff be bouncing off of him. And he just be like, bam, 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 up in X, bouncing off of that stuff. Yeah, I know, but recast T'Challa. Bam, 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 let it go, kid. Bam, bam, nope, recast T'Challa. Bam, bam, forget it, man. Bam, bam, nope, recast T'Challa. You know what I'm saying? That is how you got to be. You got to have that resiliency. You don't care what they saying. You just keep rolling where you rolling at. You know what I'm saying? If you ever play football, when they give you the football and everybody on the side and you got them pads and you run through there and they just be like, bah, 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 and you just got to keep going forward. That's what it is. It's that. Those are the accusations. Those are the anti-recasters. That's them folks talking. Galvanize. Get hard. Get ready. Because it's coming. It's coming. They get ready to dance. They get ready. Hey, we told y'all. Get ready. Get ready. It's coming. Stand on your gut. They can say all they want to say. This is the response. When they ask you, what you pro recasters got to say now? Oh, you didn't get it to T'Challa. What do you think you're going to do now? Ryan Coogler's not going with it to T'Challa. He's going with the son. What's going to happen now, guys? There's a consequence. There's a consequence. Got to argue. Ain't got to fight with nobody. Just, you had that on your gear. Just be like, because to me, this is the equivalent of a middle finger. Oh. Oh, yeah, he did whip the taters off. Yeah, he sure did whip the taters off that dude. I told a sister that button means why patronize a place to watch a movie trying to patronize you. And that's how you got to kick that knowledge. When people tell me to get over it, the character has been recast, I tell them to go look in the dictionary and tell me what the definition of recast means, and that gets them to shut up real quick. Not on X. They hard head on X. All right, let me see if I can do this, Gray. Wait. Jump. G A F. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how it has to be. That's how it is. That's the long and short of it. Man, so in closing, and I'm closing for real this time. I ain't being like the pastor, stay on for another 30 minutes. In closing, I just want to say if there is any comment in all of these comments that makes me say there's a universal comment in all of this, it's this one right here. Stand on your square. Don't fall for the okie doke. Forget all of these overzealous folks that's gonna be in here talking about, oh, you failed, buddy. Oh, all you guys, y'all been spouting this stuff. I'm telling you, get ready for this type of talk because it's gonna be coming. Oh, y'all been sitting in y'all little circles, sharpening y'all knives, all in your little toxic group, and blah, 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 and oh, misogynist, and oh, misandry, and oh, this, that, and the other, and you're standing in the way of progress, and you ain't letting a black man cook, and blah, blah. It's coming. But you know what you know. And you understand what you understand. So let them say what they say. Hi, Keita. Let them say what they say. This ain't the first time we done had to go in like this, and until the character is recast the way it deserves to be, we probably gonna go through this about 4-5 more times. You know what I mean? So, because they talking about how they go 28, 29, 20, ain't they got Marvel movies clear out to there? So, why bother? And I'm telling you, that's the only thing I'm checking for when we talking about Marvel Studios. Did they do a recast? And if they did they do it the way it was asked for? If not, there's really nothing else for me to try to talk about or explain. That's what I'm prepared to do. Did it before, I can do it again. Don't think because everybody talking about, ooh, this movie this, ooh, this movie that. You not participating in it takes a big chunk of their money. It ain't the project that need to be out there. It ain't the project that should be out there. It ain't the project that deserves to be out there. We deserve a 3-story arc for the character, just like everybody else got. Hell, Ant-Man. Ant-Man got a 3-story arc. Effing Ant-Man. I love Paul Rudd as an actor, but stick to the patals, homie. Stick to them. Because, you are not my MCU guy. You are not. I got a Giant Man action figure, but, the Ant-Man, the cinematic Ant, but yeah, dude, you're not that dude. You're not. You're really not. And that is an insult to me to just, you're going to make a 3-story arc on a meh character, and it ain't even the best version of that character. You didn't give me no Hank Pym Ant-Man. That yellow jacket, that psychosis problem, that slapping Jan and abusing her. Bruh. Since we leaning toward more adult fare, lean toward the adult fare that's already there. Look here, y'all. That's the food for thought. That's what I wanted to put out there in the ether. That's what I wanted to put on y'all brains. Look here, y'all. That has been my time. I appreciate y'all stepping out and stepping up for this live. Stay on your square. Stand on your square. Tell them cats what's what. Let them know what you gonna have, what you ain't gonna have. Tell them put some panties on that mess, man. Black Panther fan group. Recast T'Challa. Council of Wakanda. We on our square. And we gotta let them know we on our square. Let them offline and online. Yo, y'all want to get it? Y'all want to get some of these? Get at me. And y'all get at me on Twitter. And I will shoot you a square link so you can pay for them. And I will get them out to y'all. But that's it for now, y'all. Fret not. We'll be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.